Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Comedy History 101. Today we have a brand new episode for you on the history of Where's the Beef? Yes, what started as a TV commercial in the 80s became something of a comedy trope. It's in our pop culture lexicon. Before we jump into the episode, be sure to take time to subscribe, like, and comment on Comedy History 101, either through our site, comedyhistory101.com, or on iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, or wherever else you subscribe to Comedy History 101. And without further ado,
You're stupid. Everybody's so stupid.
Good thing about doing comedy in Russia, you have captured audience.
You're stupid. Everybody's so stupid.
Comedy History 101.
It certainly is a big bun.
It's a very big bun.
Big fluffy bun.
It's a very big fluffy bun.
Where's the beef?
Some hamburger places give you a lot less beef on a lot of bun.
Where's the beef?
At Wendy's, we serve a hamburger we modestly call a single. And Wendy's single has more beef than the Whopper or Big Mac. At Wendy's, you get more beef and less bun.
Hey, where's the beef? I don't think there's anybody back there.
You want something better. You're Wendy's kind of people.
So what you just heard there was the classic 1984 Wendy's commercial that popularized the catchphrase, Where's the beef? Which became, it's a trope.
Where's the beef?
It's a trope which is now a lexicon in our culture. Where's the beef? And yes, you've tuned into another episode of Comedy History 101, where we school you in comedy. I am Harmon Leon. With me is Scott. Where's the beef?
Where's the beef?
Scott, where's the beef?
It's a really big bun. It's a big bun, Harmon.
So Scott, when you think of the words "where's the beef," what comes to mind?
Where's the beef? Clara Peller would be what comes to mind for me.
Yes, Clara Peller, who played the classic old lady of one of the three old ladies in the "Where's the Beef" commercial, which once again was a 1984 commercial created by the Dancer Fitzgerald Sample Advertising Agency, who was, do you know what other commercial they were responsible for?
Harmon, because it's right in front of me, but they were responsible for the Toyota "Oh What a Feeling" campaign, which I don't remember that one. Do you?
I'll say I don't, but I'm sure it was good. And the commercial, the Where's the Beef commercial, was directed by one Joseph Siedelmeyer.
Wow, Joseph, okay. Good work.
Yep, and the 1984 commercial, Where's the Beef, was credited for boosting Wendy's annual revenue by a whopping, and I'm not using a hamburger
oh,
pun
man,
there.
that's the wrong one, dude.
It boosted Wendy's annual revenue by a whopping 31%. Where is the beef?
They showed you where the beef is.
Further, Scott, Where's the Beef lives on as one of the most memorable TV commercials of all time, according to Ad Age, who named it one of the top 10 ad slogans of the 20th century.
Yeah, it's a pretty famous commercial. Actually, that gentleman, Joseph Siedelmeyer, did a lot of like the classic kind of 80s commercials that we remember. He also, for example, he did the Federal Express fast talking dude.
Oh,
yeah.
That guy was a classic, yeah. And what else?
Those are the two that jump off the top of my head. Of course, Where's the Beef in this? But he was a Mad Men style advertising guy. And then later on, apparently he had a film at the Sundance Film Festival in 2003. So he was.
Or if he was in Ireland, he would have had a
film. Yeah, dude, and I was there. I was there in 2003. So it's like maybe I could have been hanging out with the Where's the Beef guy.
So how did the Where's the Beef whole commercial come about, Scott?
Well, Harmon, I'll tell you. The whole idea behind the campaign the Wendy's was trying to set up was they wanted to distinguish themselves as having, as the commercial says, more beef than in their competitors, like for example, McDonald's and Burger King. So,
Big Mac and Whopper, respectively.
But the interesting thing, because what they're selling in the commercial is for the Wendy's single. So they were trying to say, that their single was bigger than the big SS Big Buns, jumbo hamburgers.
I see. And the ad originally was titled
Fluffy Bun, yep.
And as you mentioned up front, starred the actress Clara Peller.
Oh, okay. Oh, not quite, Harmon. Yes, it did, but apparently they went through a couple iterations of the commercial. I tried to find one online because they actually ran. Yeah,
Really?
They ran these commercials, and there was one. It started out with a young couple, and they're saying, "Where's the beef?" And then they tried one with like an older, bald-headed guy saying, "Where's the beef?" And neither one of those worked. And it didn't work until they got Clara Peller, who's actually a she's a manicurist, and she was kind of she was like a local commercial person in the Chicago area. She'd been doing commercials for like 10 years.
Where's the beef?
Yeah. So I found a commercial she was in right before that. I believe it was for Jarton.
Yeah, the moving ones. Yep.
Here's a little excerpt.
Well, I think we need a bigger place. I better rent the truck.
It's easy to move yourself with a Jartran truck or trailer.
Oh, I get it. So she plays kind of the feisty old lady in a lot of things.
Yeah, well, that's kind of her. That's her. She's a character actress. Yeah, that's her shtick. That's her thing. But apparently, she had emphysema, so she couldn't she couldn't really speak correctly. I mean, she speaks correctly, but she's just kind of has she couldn't read off long lines. Like she couldn't do like extended dialogue. So, for example, she's supposed to say in the commercial, where is all the beef?
And it was too hard for her to say due to emphysema, which is kind of a downer. Yeah. And it got changed to, though, one of our kind of catchphrase trope. Where's
the beef?
Where's the beef?
So Scott, how did it work out for the catchphrase "Where's the beef" in Clara Peller? Did it all just end there? Did it end there with one commercial?
Oh, Harmon, no. How short-sighted you are. No. Clara kind of made she made scale. SAG scale on the commercial shoot, which is about $300 per day. But then she later on admitted that she got like $30,000. That's $30,000 in $1984, whatever that is today. And then she might have gotten close to $500,000 worth of just like doing promotions, and she would go around the country, kind of promoting Wendy's and being their spokesman. Like she's got to, there's a pretty cool story where she got to meet Ed Koch, the mayor of New York City. When his thing was "How am I doing?" So that they exchanged catchphrases there, and then also she was an official at one of the WWE World Wrestling back then, the World Wrestling Federation championship events, and then she also starred in a couple movies. WrestleMania 2 was the one where Clara was the judge. And she also starred in a couple of movies, namely, number one is Moving Violations. Have you seen that one?
And who co-starred in that?
I think that was the one with Bill Murray's brother, like the other brother that nobody hears about.
Where's the bank?
Right here, ma'am.
That's good.
Oh, anymore.
Yeah. That, and it was actually written by the dudes from, I think, Firesign Theater or something like that. Yeah,
Really? Procter and Burton,
something.
Where the Fireside.
I don't know if
and I believe they were Canadian.
Yeah, I don't know if it was them. Maybe not. We'll get it into our Firesign Theater episode. But it was like the guy who wrote Moving Violations had done a lot of other stuff. I think Americathon was another one that he had done.
And also she appeared with the legendary Abe Vigoda.
Yeah, that was in
Larry Cohen's The Stuff.
Yeah, so that's actually a horror movie, and Larry Cohen actually kind of the man who wrote and directed It's Alive, the one about the baby coming to life, the monster baby. That's back in the 70s. Oh, wow. Yeah, really? And then he also, then he went on to have like a pretty respectable career. Like he did Phone Booth, that one with Colin Farrell. Remember when he was trapped in the phone booth?
Yeah, that movie's a bit dated because there's no phone booths anymore.
No.
So I think I saw that movie like a while back. He's trapped in a phone booth in, I believe, Times Square.
Something like that, yeah. Somebody's shooting at him or something.
Yeah, it was Keith Sutherland.
Ooh.
Yeah, so anyways, she also appeared in a Steven Spielberg episode of his show Amazing Stories as a disgruntled motorist yelling, "Cut out the bee bump."
Oh man, the 80s. But I think.
But I think sorry.
I was just gonna say, I don't know if you're gonna go here. Maybe I'm trying to beat you to the punch, but I think kind of my favorite Harmon, one of her later appearances is in her in the rap record.
Well, that was also in 1984, along with Nashville songwriter Coyote McLeod, who wrote a hit song, which is kind of rappy, called Guess what, Scott? It was called
Where's the Beef?
Where's the Beef? Yeah.
$1.99 for a whole darn meal. When she opened the buns, put on the mustard. Her eyes squinted up, she got all flustered. She said, "I've had burgers, well done and rare. Now I got one that ain't even there." She got no response from ringing the bell, and that's when she started to yell,
Where's the beef?
She don't see no beef at all.
Where's the beef?
Cop and catch the thief, the one who stole this lady's beef.
Where's the beef?
Meeny, miny, mo. Tell us where did her beef?
Where's the beef?
Somebody and her beef. Tell her where's the beef?
"Anybody hear me?" I don't think there's anybody back there.
Yeah, so apparently I did some research on old Coyote. So apparently he was a morning drive time DJ in Nashville for a long time, and then he did that, and then died of cirrhosis of the liver. Yeah.
Oh, that's a bummer.
This is turned into the bummer episode, man.
Oh. So apparently that was released on vinyl in 1984, and it became a cult classic. And still, to this day, very hard to find.
Oh, interesting.
Other than on YouTube, where you just have to do a Google
Yeah,
search.
no, the kids would just buy the vinyl and put it on their tube stereo amp. Tube amp stereo.
Yeah, but so Scott, apparently things didn't end well with Clara Peller and the Wendy's franchise at all.
What happened?
So apparently, she breached her contract when in 1985 she starred in a Prego's pasta commercial. This is so they penned this to play off her fame, where she was saying, "I found it. I really found
saying
it."
that the beef is in the sauce.
I found it.
Real beef. It's in there in new Prego Plus spaghetti sauce with beef and onions.
I really found it.
Prego Plus with chunks of ground sirloin beef. Lots of beef.
I finally found it.
It's spaghetti sauce you can really sink your fork into with that homemade Prego taste. Try all 4 delicious varieties, including new Prego Plus with beef.
Boy, did I find it.
And I think there's a really kind of funny legal quote that somebody said legally the only place that Clara can find beef is at Wendy's or something. They couched it in legalese. That was kind of funny.
Now, did you hear about this? Besides, there was tons of bumper stickers, frisbees, clothing patches. There was also a "Where's the Beef" Milton Bradley.
No way. Oh man, it looks like the Mad Magazine dude did that. Maybe.
Yeah, I was about to say that. So it looks like the guy which one? Sergio Argoni?
No, this is one of the other guys. I can't remember which one. Where's the beef, man? She's wondering where the beef is.
Yeah, so apparently on, I guess, the site BGG, which is Board Game Geek, they give the Where's the Beef game, which came out in 1984, they give it 2 stars.
Wow. Okay, we'll have to sit down and play some...
I think they went off-brand. So here's a quick description of the Where's the Beef game. Where's the Beef is a combination of roll and move memory game. Food titles are randomly placed face down on the board, which is a layout of a typical Wendy's. Players take turns moving through the restaurant. When they come across a face down title, they can secretly look at it. Some titles prescribe certain actions. Others are food and have no effects. Afterwards, the players return to the title of the original position. The object is to be the first player to find 4 hidden Where's the Beef tokens. God, that sounds like a piece of shit. I was just listening to a podcast on the ET video
yeah.
which is coined the worst video game of all time.
Yeah.
And part of why it was so bad is when you get so far off the original brand of, what the thing is. When you try to make a game out
Well,
of it.
it was just a horrible game to play. It wasn't any good. And there's actually a documentary on Netflix about it because apparently they had the legend is they had so many leftover cartridges that they all buried them in a landfill.
Yeah, I believe in New Mexico, and so they had an interview with the guy who designed it, and they had 3 months to design it, to get it out before Christmas, and he did his job.
Yeah.
But they just buried him in a landfill.
Yeah, it's not a good game. I've played it actually.
So Scott, did that end the Where's the Beef commercial with the firing of Clara Peller for doing a Prego pasta?
Oh no, Harmon. They brought back the Wendy's brought back the Where's the Beef. They found the beef again in 2011.
Oh wait, did it create such a frenzy as the original 1984
dude,
commercial? The 2011.
No, man, how can you outpace Where's the Beef?
Where's the beef?
Where's the beef? Where's the beef?
Where's the beef?
Where's the beef? Where's the beef?
Oh, first of all, this commercial looks like it was filmed in Austin.
Yep, that's Austin. Holy crap, dude.
Here's what they did in 2011. They cast some hipster dude going into a thrift store, and he comes across a vintage Where's the Beef t-shirt, and he puts it on, and then it's where's the beef all over again for a new generation.
That's right. It's
of hipster.
Where's the Beef 2.0, man.
Oh God! And I think we were talking about this before. It's kind of like when, not hipster things try to be hipster, like when Radio Shack tried to rebrand itself as The Shack. And then what? There's another one it was something else I forgot about. I wrote about a bunch.
Well, don't they?
of them.
Didn't the Taco Bell just try to be the Bell or something?
Yeah, the Bell. Yeah. It's just stop it. You're doing a market, research project for us here, and it doesn't work.
Please.
That was the 2011 thing. Also, Where's the Beef popped up, I would say almost more than once, but I only could find one instance of it. It popped up on The Simpsons.
Okay, yeah.
If I went to a barbecue and there was no meat, I would say, "Yo, Goober, where's the meat?"
Okay.
Where's
I think probably the most famous one, Harmon, would be the as we are. It is a presidential campaign here, and we also do another podcast called "This Is the President," where we talk about all things presidential. Harmon and I find it wherever you find your favorite podcasts. In the 1984 presidential campaign, when the Democratic candidates were having a debate on TV. Senator Gary Hart was going on about all the new programs he was promising, and the former vice president Walter Mondale jumped in with, "Where I hear what you're saying, but where's the beef?"
When I hear your new ideas, I'm reminded of that ad. Where's the beef? Yeah.
They laughed and laughed and laughed, slapping their knees.
But then that became...
And neither of them were elected. Because that's the year Reagan
and
won.
that was... But, also, that was when they were all... that was kind of the beginning of presidents using commercial catchphrases in their ads.
Oh, and who else is
Reagan did it. Reagan did it with the...
Read my lips.
Reagan did it.
No.
And then Bush did it when he called somebody Joe Isuzu. God,
oh, God. Side note, I hate politics.
Dude, I know.
So one last thing of Clara Peller, just another big appearance of hers. She appeared on an April 14th, 1984 episode of Saturday Night Live that, going back to politics, was hosted by 1972 Democratic presidential candidate George McDowell.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried to find some of those clips. I could not find any of that. What?
So he hosted the whole episode?
Yeah.
Doing sketches with I think that was maybe the Joe Piscopo, Eddie Murphy era.
I think that was either right at the end or yeah, here it is. There's the monologue. So that was either right at the end of the Eddie Murphy, Joe Piscopo stuff.
So again, just to wind things down here on the history of Where's the Beef, after Clara Peller was fired for doing a Prego's commercial playing off the Where's the Beef slogan, Wendy's suffered a 2-year sales slump, which kind of rebounded 5 years later when they branded a new series of commercials with none other than Wendy's founder, Dave Thomas.
Ah, yes. See, those are the ones that people are familiar with, old Dave Thomas. Yeah, so to clarify our earlier thing, looks like, so George McGovern was on the Saturday Night Live before the Billy Crystal Harry Shearer years. So he was at the very was at the very tail end of the Joe Piscopo, Robin Duke, and yeah.
Oh God! Like they would never book something like that now. Like let's book a man who didn't win the presidency 12 years ago.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Yeah, there's no way they do. I mean, that's the kind of that could be in our Saturday Night Live episode again. But like I think for a while when they started out, they were booking musical guests that they all thought was interesting, and now it's literally whoever's on the top of the chart, they're gonna book them.
Oh God! The last time I watched Saturday Night Live, I watched a bit of like when Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, I watched that one. I thought that I liked that episode, but it was all Eddie Murphy, you know.
I just think the writing on there is just so fucking horrible. It's just awful.
Oh,
and then again, you're dealing with they're searching the country, for the best of the best out of all your like UCBs and Second City and everything. And then you just come up with just something that's just cringy. Awful.
Yeah. Oh well. That has nothing to do with Where's the Beef.
Yeah, and I guess in closing here, when Clara Peller was fired, her response was short and swift. She said, "I made them millions, and they don't appreciate."
Yeah, that's sad. So man, this turned out to be a bummer of an episode. Dude, people getting fired, emphysema, cirrhosis of the liver, man.
George McGovern.
God, what did we do? How'd this go off the rails?
Yeah, so Scott, any takeaways of Where's the Beef and its place in comedy history?
Oh man. Well, I think it just goes to show you that commercials can be a part of pop culture and comedy history as well.
I think it's also its place is like let's see. Well, I think it's like one of the first like let's cross brand this with as much things as we can. Like let's just take one thing and make frisbees out of it and a rap album.
Yeah. Well,
out of a 30-second commercial.
Yeah, I think what's interesting, so it's like that hyper marketing. What was interesting was that the director I was reading about, Joseph Sadelmeyer, apparently he made his break in that he kind of started casting normal looking people in his commercials as opposed to like models and stuff. So that's that was kind of like the I guess return to realism or whatever that in advertising, and that was happening in the 80s. If you like almost at the exact same time, if you look at one of those double mint gum commercials with the double mint twins, and then you've got this commercial, with 3 elderly ladies yelling, "Where's the beef?"
Yeah, here. And I guess if we're gonna end this on a slightly bummer note, Clara Peller passed away in 1987.
I know. Oh, Jesus. All right. How do we do this to ourselves?
I could bring us back. Scott, where's the beef?
There's a big fluffy bun.
Hey!
Yeah, but there are. So maybe you could drop in because there were sequels to the Where's the Beef. So there was one where she's driving through a drive-in, and then there's also what she's calling the
Mr. Big Bun
on his yacht. Yeah. So there's some, but I would like to see those original ones. So if anybody's got those original Where's the Beef commercials with the couple and the older guy, we'd love to see them.
So those were actually made, or was that just sort of like just in the testing stage?
I said they were. I think they were actually produced and made. Yeah.
Huh.
They must have just maybe ran them locally or something.
Yeah. So I guess with that, it's time to
No.
plug away.
Okay, well, hey, Harmon, thanks for that intro. As I mentioned earlier in the podcast, Harmon and I do another podcast called This is the President, where we look at all things presidential, but funny as well. Something you're going to want, a little bit of humor leading up to this year's election. And so you can find us wherever you find your favorite podcasts. And then I wrote and produced a movie. Harmon also produced it called Everything You Want to Know About Sudden Birth, But We're Afraid to Ask, which is showing. We're showing one more time at the Landshut Film Festival here in Germany, so that'll be exciting. And then one other thing is that Harmon and I also wrote and produced another movie, but we can't say where it's coming up.
But we'll give you a hint. It's a big film festival.
Just say no.
In a city that's named after a large fruit.
That's enough. Just leave it there. So we'll be sure to let everyone know about that as the time gets closer.
Wait,
one more thing.
And also,
sorry, I'm not done plugging, dude.
Yep.
Then, of course, to go with our podcast, we have the This is the President YouTube channel where you can see all these videos and listen to funny presidential. Where you can see all those videos and listen to funny presidents.
Here. And also, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment on Comedy History 1, either via our website, comedyhistory101.com, our Instagram, Comedy History 101, our Twitter, ComHis101, or our Facebook page. And with that, we will read your comments, which brings us to Viewer Mail.
Oh, man. What do you got? What's in the mailbag, Harmon?
Oh, my God. I like this one. This one is from a Larry Rowing. He says the subject is 40s 78 song Candles. Larry says, I had this record years ago searching for a copy or at least the full lyrics. It may have been labeled Laugh and artists might have been Tex. Lyrics go, why does Miss Phoebe buy candles when she has electric lights? Why does she do with those candles on those lonely nights? So it's a homage to our history of
party records. Yeah,
so,
excellent. Well, thank you.
Oh, thank you for the comment. What do you have, Scott, in terms of our viewer
I don't have anything. You have the mailbag, dude.
Scott, here's our second listener mail, and once again, we will read your comments on the air
live.
It's from a EC Fish. First of all, I'm thinking that might be a phone number.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hi, Harmon. You aren't funny. Man. And even if you were, your habit of laughing at your own shit with that idiot guffaw undercuts it completely. Also, you know nothing and don't prepare, choosing instead to wing it and invite your listeners to correct you. No, do your fucking job. Do you record in a bathroom or a basement? Terribly echoey sound. I really like the material you cover. You covered it badly indeed.
Oh, man. Man, I thought we were going to end on a...
All I can say, Scott, is haters will...
Oh, man. Yeah, you got a hater, man.
Yeah, what the fuck's up with EC
No, dude, he hates you, Harmon.
Oh, well, but it just goes to show we will read your comments on the
even if we don't like them.
And to answer your question, EC Fish, no, I don't record in a...
That would be ridiculous.
Thank you for asking. And with that, thanks a lot for tuning in to another episode of Comedy History 101, where we school you in comedy. Thanks a lot for tuning in, and bye-bye.
You're stupid. Everybody's so stupid.
Good thing about doing comedy in Russia, you have captured audience.
You're stupid. Everybody's so stupid.
Comedy History 101.